Welcome to the podcast where we take a deep dive into the stories behind construction business leaders. We will share how they got started, how they found success, and the lessons learned along the way. I'm your host, Eric Fortenberry. Welcome to Builder Stories. I'm here with Luan Nguyen from Deck Bros. Excited to have you on the show today, Luan. It's been a long time coming. You've been with us for several years now on JobTread. I still remember the first time we met, though. It was early on in I guess 2021. We were at a conference together, and remember meeting this guy who was full of energy, super excited, passionate. Had been getting into the deck builds, and ever since it's been incredible watching your journey, Luan. So I want to welcome you to the show, and why don't you tell us a little bit more about you and your business, where you're from, things like that.
So, this is a long journey, but I'll try to keep it short. But so grew up in Vietnam for 14 years. Came over here when I was a freshman in high school. That's for 2004, so 19 years ago. I'm 33, by the way. And then I went to school here. Went to college, drop out. I was too busy doing other things rather than hitting the books at 18, if you know what I mean. But I started working at the casino right around that time after high school. And I worked a couple more jobs, along with that. But I was at the casino for 12 years, right? I went back to college a few times, took some business class, moved up in the company, all the way up to, the title you could call business development, player development, and more like marketing executive. So that was my last position at the casino before COVID hit. Right. So they stay open for as long as they could, and then the state making shut it all down. It's a very highly regulated industry. So I wasn't out of a job per se. I'm still on contract, so they have to pay me. But my salary was only 1/3 of what I was bringing home. Right. So then I just started doing little shit around the house, fixing the house up and, build a playhouse for my kid, and then, fix the deck up. And I'm like, you know what? Let me see if there's any interest in this, So I start a Facebook page, put a little bit of ad money on it, write some, pretty basic copy of people who need their deck renewed, right? So you need to fix your deck and stay in it, so make sure it lasts, or you try to sell a house. So I was basically a painting contractor, per se, that know how to do some repair, right? Yeah. And I was just by myself at that time. So that was July 2020. And I hired my buddy, back in high school. We did a few small jobs, nothing too big, I was still employed at the casino, Then I broke my leg.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so, but a month later, but that was, I think, a blessing in disguise, right? I had all these they're little job, but you still need to go do them, right?
Yeah.
So so came into the picture is the co-owner. He was my backyard neighbor. So he completed all the job for me. So then I started walking a couple months after that, and again, a blessing, because people thought I was going to be out for a whole year. You remember Alex Smith, Redskins quarterback?
Yep.
My injury is exactly like him. It's I broke both bones in my leg, so it's like L shaped like this.
Wow.
But they say it's good. It's a clean break, so I could walk in a month or two, and I did. So when I start walking again, you know, I started, yeah, basically going to building deck instead of staining and repairing, because it's kind of getting. I don't like to paint. I hate painting, staining,
Yeah.
cleaning, doing shit like that, But it was good money, good to get started. So I learned how to build build a couple decks, get some photos or whatever. And now we're going into 2021, yeah, beginning of 2021. This is 2020, I think. I bring in like 50,000 of revenue, not profit. So maybe make like 10, 20 grand or something like that. It's not that much. So then I partnered up with my partner in 2021, made him quit his job because he can't be two places at the same time.
Yeah.
And we rebranded, incorporated into Deck Bros LLC today, like you see today. And then we just start getting. I just keep selling, man. The first year we had to train a lot of people how to build a deck, but the actual deck, we had to learn how the permitting process and basically get into the red tape and creating basically our process of how to do it. And I just keep marketing. And then last that year, by the time I saw you, I think we were at like 600,000. We ended that year with $1 million. Last year, I think, you saw in the JobTread, last year we did about 3. And this year we're already over 3. So yeah, I think that so one thing just snowball after another, and now I'm at that stage now where I haven't been to a job site in a long time.
Man, that's incredible. So you started a Facebook page to do decking and do some painting and staining. You got about $50,000 of work out of it. And then you met your partner in 2021, you formed a business and you did over $1 million your first year in business.
Yes.
I mean, Luan, that's unheard of. That's incredible, man. Like how did you get your name out there? How did you find, or how did those leads find you? How did you get those initial sales? Like, you went from having no experience to, people trusting you with your decks. I mean, how did that happen in the beginning?
I think so. That happened with I think one thing that made a difference was the passion, right? That I had for building that, and the story in itself is compelling, because I love this guy broke his leg, but he still tried, So when I was on crutches, by the way, even though I wasn't doing any job, I was out there on crutches, fucking knocking doors, bro.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, "What happened to you?" I'm like, "Man, I got in a bad accident, but I still gotta eat." So I still gotta eat. So I wouldn't allow a job like that. Probably not out of sense. People just feel bad for me, probably. But anyways, it's had a lot to do with the heart, the belief that we can do this. That's the first thing, right? And the second thing, I think the most, I'm not from the industry, but what I know how to do is I know how to get clients. I know how to generate interest, convert their attention into deals. So very early on, I think my path is a little bit different than most. I came in knowing the importance of marketing and sales. Basically, it's the same thing. Marketing is you're just trying to get somebody to buy your shit at scale, and sales is order taking, probably in my way of thinking. Sales is just you go there, you do paperwork, figure out the money, whatever. But I know how to make all the sales already before I even get to the home, which is through marketing, right? So I run the ad right away. It's cheap. Facebook's cheap. And I did some Google ad. They were expensive, but still $200 to get a $2,000 job. It's not a bad deal.
Yeah.
So very early on, I run some pretty basic ads. So that instantly got me the portfolio that I need. So I keep, stacking the portfolio up, showing people picture, video, testimonial, and just basically, man, just get in the game. I got in the game. I didn't know how much shit cost. I know that I want to make $500 a day.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna charge for that. Oh, now I want to make $1,000 a day. I'm gonna charge for that. And then when you got, the crew want $4,000 a job, you got to charge $8,000. That's just sort of snowballing. And I had pretty extensive knowledge in data analytic and prospecting, which is what I did at the casino, the business development. So I understand the microcosm of how to generate interest, how to build your brand, how to get your name out there. It's a simple word, but in the complex word that most of these marketers try to say, oh, branding. I'm like, I laugh about those guys, but I'm like, it's just doing a good job, building a good reputation, make sure the client experience is world class, and make sure sometimes, you gotta look. So I look at every client in this one, I look at their lifetime value, not just this one transaction right here. So sometimes, I let clients get away with a lot more often than other people.
Yeah.
But then again, sometimes it's just not worth the fight. So that's how I go.
Yeah.
But really just marketing and sales and basically, to be honest, $1 million is not hard to generate in the construction industry if you only do sales, right? If you only is doing sales and marketing. But it's hard when you have to do marketing, sales, production, accounting, finance, and all that stuff. That's why I have a partner, so we split he's recruiting, production, give him a contract, he'll get shit done. I'm more like, I'm more like a soft part of the organization, right? I'm more massaging the client, be their therapist, deal with conflict resolution. I used to work at a casino, so I started as a dealer. So if you were playing blackjack and you lost, I had people call me name and this and that. How you sleep at night? I'm like, man, I'm doing my fucking job, bro. I didn't hold a gun to your head. Too bad, 20,000. That's your own damn fault. Get the fuck off my table.
I mean, I think one of the things that, I very quickly figured out about you, Luan, is that when I think about, a hustler, like somebody who is just like out there, will do whatever it takes to bring home, money for their family. Like, dude, you were just persistent and you thought about it as a volume game, just like you said, door knocking on crutches. I mean, like, I can't think of a better, representative of somebody who's going to hustle and is going to overcome anything that gets thrown your way. And, it does kind of sound like that broken leg could have been a blessing where it forced you to find that partner who, would basically go build and deliver everything that you sold. And so, I mean, maybe that's part of that secret sauce there for that, 0 to $1 million is like you were 100% focused on sales. And, that's one of the things that I always advise to people is like, figure out who in your company, if it's not you, it needs to be somebody else, but who is 100% focused on sales, and that's in my first software company, my co-founder, he was, former veteran, like basically came back, he was like, look, man, I will own sales. I will do it. and you don't need to worry about anything sales related. Now, once I sell them though, that's all you. So I had to manage the business, the operations, everything other than sales, and that was how we kind of divided up the responsibilities. And, a lot of the people I talk to, I see they have that very clear, separation of responsibilities. And it's one person is focused on sales and bringing home the money, and the other person's going to basically deal with everything else. So sounds like, this is case in point, great example of, how that can work out. And, it's just awesome to see how you guys have grown.
Yeah. And it's just amazing too that, and this is why I believe in God, right? It's like, if it wasn't for COVID, shit, I'd be an accountant or, an analyst somewhere. Cause I was on track to have a business degree and with an accounting major. So, I know pretty much the fundamental of business and the fundamental of economics. So I think that's from what I talk to a lot of contractors. When they ask me how can I'm like, it's just business.
Yeah.
It's the same when I was at the casino. It's the same when you look at the profit and loss on some other company. It's just get business, do business, get paid. It's just three part of the equation.
Yeah.
And that's how I break it down, right? I gotta get the business, somebody else got to do the business, and I will get paid. Right. Right. So and a lot of time, if I have advice for anybody, it's just get like focus on your brand, So people always ask me, well, what do you mean when you build a brand? This word get thrown around, but that's not really a definition on it. Yeah. Am I correct? Like, people throw that word around all the time.
Sure.
Oh, you got to build your brand, blah, blah, blah. But to build a brand is just not a logo, a color scheme, a website, some nice business card. That's not branding. I call that graphic design. Right?
Exactly. Yep.
What branding is I think what you guys have done is amazing too, is customer service, client experience. Every interaction is a chance to surprise and delight and give I call these impression point, that after the sales, the impression point. Every interaction is branding. So whenever you have a conflict with a client, think how does it impact your brand in the long run. In the short run, there's some decision that's going to hurt your brand, but in the long run, it will help it.
Yeah.
Hurt your pocketbook. But in the long run, it will help your brand. So I focus. I would tell people, don't hide behind your logo. If you have your last name on your business, well, where the fuck your face? Your website, you don't have your face. Your social media, you don't have your face. So branding is changing. I think you got to weave in a little bit personal touch as well at the business brand and personal brand. I think those two are kind of mashing together right now.
Sure.
And the business brand that have a little personal flair will outdo a business just doing business itself. Yeah. And then because that's how I'm able to sell $3 million this year, because of branding. Like, people come to me and they just 10 minutes, I walk out with the check. Someday I close like 4 or 5 deals. You can see it in JobTread, right?
Yeah.
And it's the power of the brand. So branding, marketing, and sales. If you don't get those three, you ain't got nobody's working.
So when you go out, to visit a customer, or at this point they're a prospect, have you already educated them, like, on your website? Like, do they already know, a lot about you, about your company? Is that how they're like, so quickly kind of going from, shaking hands to, okay, I want to do business with you?
So I have, we have, and I hire good people to do this. So we have what you call top of mind strategy. Is basically the mindset, the frame is, okay, instead of trying to generate new business and focus all our money on Google ad, Facebook ad, and making the big guy rich, or SEO, you have to do SEO because you want to be there to capture those interests, right?
Yeah.
So we invest back into our existing clients, and what it is I'll just send them gift every quarter without asking them for a referral or anything, and every Thanksgiving I send out a handwritten note. Every Christmas I send out videos, happy holidays. So we have 6 touch points for every ex-client, you know. But the one that, I mean, you have to meet a certain criteria for me to put you in that bracket. Whether whether it's your neighborhood or your job site or you're just a good person in general. If it's a simple repair, there's no budget for that, right? So now what it does is it utilizes law of reciprocity. Now, Eric, if I send you something nice in the mail, without even asking you anything, wouldn't you want to do something nice for me?
Absolutely.
Any chance you get without me even asking you.
Yep.
So there's, one gift, people may say, like, 2 gift, fuck this guy, he's really care about me.
Yeah.
3 gift, oh my God, 4 gift, I'm getting love notes, I'm getting email, I'm getting leads. Like you can verify this with Addie or with my wife Jessica. While I was in Vegas for the sales training with Brian Diamonds, my phone one day ring 28 times.
Wow.
So it's that's what I did back in the casino too. I don't have to do any talking. I don't have to convince you that I'm the best for you. I just let other people do it.
So what kind of gifts are you talking about here? I mean, are we sending out like a hat? Or are we sending out,
Nothing branded. It's the gift that they would use, right? Like table game. So there's, my philosophy is get into the game room, get into the kitchen, get into the laundry room. So we send out dryer balls, we send out cookbook, we've sent out whiskey mixer set, we sent out tea, we sent out, just stupid shit. It doesn't have to be like your $80 gift, your $100 gift, or your branded T-shirt, or your branded. And to me, that's took the sincerity out of it.
Yeah.
So
thoughtful.
I just want to give you a gift just because I want to.
Yeah.
So thank you for just being our client. And then later on, if I want to ask, there's going to be a time where I need to make some revenue to meet my goal. I'll send out a message to those clients, and I'm like, I'll ask for 2 contacts. And if you give, and when you ask, people are dying to do that for you.
Yeah.
And and I'm not even on Nextdoor, but I got 2023 Neighborhood Favorite Award. Because people talk about me on Nextdoor a lot.
Yeah.
And people talk about me on the neighborhood marketplace a lot. So the branding is, like I think, and then this apply across industry. I did it in the casino. Like I grew that place from when I came in 700,000 in the book of business. When I left, they had $6 million.
Wow.
In the book of business. I still talk to the vice president of marketing there and her husband. So that they taught me a lot of things as well, but they still, call me and, chat, and sometimes we go out sometime. But but basically, that's my strategy moving forward. Is people always talk about, oh, you got a model,
Yeah.
your perfect client, right? Well, how the fuck do you do that? Oh, you got to hang out where they hang out. You got to blah blah blah. I'm like, those people, they don't know the real game. The real
So,
game is develop the relationship
yeah,
with those same people so they can bring in more of their friends, their family, because they love you so much that they have to do that. Now
sure.
that's how you model your perfect client, right? You develop a relationship with them. Because every single one of them is a funnel. They're gonna funnel client to you, like this is your company value. The know, like, and trust had already been established.
Yeah.
So now just more people, more people, more people. I just had one guy 2 years ago here when I was first starting out. I stayed in his deck and fixed his deck. He's the president of Omaha Chamber of Commerce. And he just referred me a deck yesterday, a lady yesterday. I went in, bullshit for a little bit, walk out with $21,000 check.
Hmm.
I mean, if that's not branding, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Right.
So would you say that, I mean, do you have an ideal like target customer profile that you're trying to, get in front of, or is anybody with a deck willing to listen to you that you can evangelize? Is that your target? I mean, how do you decide?
So they have to be in the neighborhood that I want to be work at, but the age group and I just sold that to 25 years old, 23,000. So the age group don't matter to me. Anybody that anybody that the inbound lead, I'll take anybody because they already see my messages. They already been bombarded with videos on social media, and they probably heard it from other people. That grows the best, right? So really, it's you know those who willing to pay
Mm-hmm.
our price and willing to stay out of the way for us to do our job.
Yeah.
And that's it, man. I don't really have, because right now we got a cat. We can't be choosy anymore because our goals are so big. We either have to add service, which I added concrete this year, or we have to expand our audience base, and that's either adding cities
Mm-hmm.
or just leave the funnel wide open and we qualify them on the back end. If I walk into a house, I'm like, motherfucker, hey, I walk out. I don't even give them 5 minutes. It's depending on how they're gonna react to, do they want to talk to me or do they just want the prize, and then but I do go see it, buddy. So
Sure. One thing I've heard you mention a couple times, and kind of makes me remember too. I mean, I feel like you've always been really good at setting a goal for yourself. How do you think about goals, and how do you use goals in your business? Like how are you setting those goals and working towards them?
this is basically a tough question because I struggle with setting goals and all that stuff. But I always try to set one loose goal every year. Is, hey, this year we're gonna do, like, I say $3 million. Last year that was just a fun number. 1 times 3 is 3 million. So let's try to do 3 million. And
But
I
you hit it.
didn't know how that was gonna happen. It happened.
Yeah.
So this year I'm like, maybe 5 million. And that's what's our goal this year. And I'm like, oh shit, we're past 3 million already. But but my goal setting is very simple, right? And this I see the trend back at the casino too. If you want, basically the general idea is, if you want to make 5 million, you got to spend 10% of that on investment or lead generation or all the other marketing channels to try to get you that $5 million. However, that might happen. That's a general consensus. It varies from 7 to 10%. So if I want to make 5 million, how much do I want to spend? How much do I have to spend? Not do I want to, you have to spend it. Right. So you spend money to make money, right? So set the marketing budget up for 7% and just see where you can throw that money in, and just watch it grow, man. Like,
Yeah.
because the more money you pump in the right channel and marketing, all it does is going to bring you more lead. And then once you solve the lead problem, you move on, you solve the sales problem.
Yeah.
And production, I'm set, bro. Like we have 6 crew running right now. So
Wow. 6 crews now, huh?
yeah, so
And
can't sell fast enough.
are those employees or are they subcontractors?
So we converted most of our employees. We had 2 in-house employees, 2 in-house crew last year. We converted both of them to sub crew.
Okay.
They getting paid way the fuck a lot more now because there's an intrinsic motivation to get the job done fast and right,
Mm-hmm.
and they're more happier now. And I'm happy because there's no insurance or labor burden. We still have a couple of in-house guys, but
Yeah.
you know, the model is working out very
So
good.
sounds like you're keeping them pretty busy though. So they're like just dedicated to you, even though they're subcontractors. Is that right?
Well, the consistency is everything, bro. Like you gotta feel their play.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're gonna wander. Like,
Yeah.
and that's what this is what I found too with people that are struggling to keep up. I'm like, well, you're just giving them one job every month, every once in a while, or is it steady? What's steady to you? To me, steady is fucking 6 days a week, 40 weeks a year. That's fucking steady. That's not one job here, 2 job there. That's not steady. That means you're not investing enough to have that many jobs lined up for them. You know, so if you look at our job is like shit just getting closed out daily. So we do about a deck every day.
Yeah. So you talked about potentially moving into other cities and expanding that way. I mean, is that still on the table for you? Is that, a short-term goal, medium, longer term goal? Like, do you think are you gonna look at doing that?
So I think right now if we just build a sales team, what I'm trying to do right now, we can be in the same city. We can be the $10 million business in just Omaha.
Nice.
And if we there's 2 ways to go, right? If I want to focus on deck alone, and decks and concrete alone, then I'll expand the city, right? Maybe I'll go to Lincoln, which is only 40 minutes away anyway, you know. So I'll go to Lincoln, that will get me to 7 next year. Or I can just run concrete ad in Omaha. That will get me to 7 too.
Yeah.
So, but the logistical, so what I have to consider is the logistical nightmare, or just the planning of going to Lincoln back to Omaha. It's almost like you have to have a sales guy dedicated to Lincoln, sales guy dedicated to Omaha, and then there's need to be a couple crew up there, which I already have contact to. So it's really up in the air right now, man. I don't start planning until we don't have any more work. I'm like, fuck, what we're gonna do next year.
Yeah, I mean, sounds like you're making it work right there in Omaha. So, until you've kind of tapped that out, or feel like your growth is starting to slow, definitely seems like just keep investing in that.
Yeah, and then I mean, there's still a lot of I know that I lost out on a lot this year, just for the fact that I still have to do sales. I'd like to get out of that role and start mentoring people how to do sales next year. And I think that's gonna explode the business, bro.
Yeah.
That's just gonna. So I know, to me, I still feel like I'm inadequate sometimes. I still feel like I'm not doing enough. I still feel like we could be way better, way stronger, way faster. And that's the kind of mentality I go into every time I try to tackle a project or an idea or a dream or goal or whatever it is that we are striving towards, right? Want to lose weight, I try to tackle that. It's like, I'm not fucking doing enough. I need to do more. I need to do more.
Sure.
I need to do more. But then, on the flip side, if I don't want to fucking work, I'm on vacation. You know, I think the past 2 years, I did a lot. I also fly out a lot. I also travel a lot, you know. So it's kind of like, you know, work when you work and play when you
Yeah.
play, you know. So
So you do have another salesperson working with you now, right?
no, no,
No,
just me now. I let
just
that
you.
person go not too long ago, a
So
couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
what happened there? I mean, was that how did that
I mean, so a couple things, and it's entirely our fault, you know, my fault in a sense. The first thing is I was getting hammered, right, in spring.
mm-hmm,
I just completely obliterated in the appointment. So I hired this guy. He's from the supplies house or whatever. He wanted to go try sales. And then, you know, and he say he can sell. So I didn't monitor him that much. Didn't have real KPI. Didn't give him training, taking his word that he can sell. He can
mm-hmm.
sell, but you know, in construction, you better be careful what you're selling.
Yeah.
Because if you're not selling at the correct margin, you fuck, right? So I lost. I never lose money on any job until that guy came on, and entirely my fault, right? But anyway, it was just the way I sell just completely opposite than what he does. Is there's a separation of value. He's selling, but not the way I want him to sell, not the way
Sure.
we want to represent that grow, not the way. So it's just a separation of value. He's found something else to work for him, and you know, was you a sales guy never quit? You have to let them go. You know,
Yeah.
you know how it is.
So, I mean, so in order for you to keep scaling this business, so I mean, eventually, you're going to have to, divide and conquer, and maybe one day even be managing a team of salespeople and not selling yourself. So, I mean, what do you think you're going to do differently next time? You bring in that next salesperson.
So I'm actively interviewing people right now. So the goal is to get them in the mix now, and then we'll just eat the cost in winter if they're good people, and I'll do a lot of training in winter, and then just focusing on hiring the right guy. I mean, I thought I had the right guy, and then he quit before spring started. You know, people just, I guess, can't deal with the winter blue over here.
Hmm.
You know, so basically, just gotta find the right people with core value, and then I don't need them to know anything about sales. So no experience is fine. Green is fine. Some customer, like probably customer service and conscientiousness, organization is what I'm looking for as an attribute to the next guy, right? Uh, and then uh, and then regular KPI, regular meetings, just be step into the role of a CEO instead of hustler. So that's the transition I'm going on right now, right?
Yeah.
That's the journey I'm going on right now. It's hard, you know, because I know that if I go out there, it's be so easy, but then the whole business depend on me to function, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want that, and I will scale out my business. And I say end of next year I'll be all right. Yeah.
I mean, certainly putting, kind of good training and process, and good training and processes in place is paramount. I mean, obviously you got to hire the right people who are going to be a good fit and have the traits and, characteristics that are going to make a good fit with your team. But, training those people, maybe they shadow you for a good while, kind of learn how you sell and what's working, but then also having those processes in place, that's paramount, because it's easy for you to kind of, juggle a lot of things and just sort of make it happen. But, ultimately, people, need to be put into a very specific role, follow the procedure, and then get things done when they get it signed, hand it off, kind of, then there's all the other operational processes. But yeah, I mean, I certainly have no doubt that, that you'll be able to get that figured out and dialed in, and, you'll have a team of salespeople. I'm sure, at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it can happen. It's just the intentionality. I didn't want to train this year. You
Yeah.
know, it wasn't in the plan to train anybody this year. But it's right now it's the necessity, it's a need to have for the business,
Yeah.
Because I like this is a gold mine right now. If I don't train sales guy, I won't be losing out on so much. So that's the kind of mindset I have to put myself in. The cost of ignorance, right? The cost of not doing something. So that's how I think. I'm like, oh my God, look, all these fucking leads. I can't go out to see them right now.
Yeah.
And that's basically speed's gonna win all the time. So if we gotta get more sales guy and send them out on the same day or within 24 hours, that alone is gonna shoot up. It's gonna be $7 million next year without even doing anything extra.
Well, and hopefully having JobTread in place there with your budget templates, that'll sort of make it a little bit easier to kind of guide them, even if they don't have as much experience, selling decks. You can certainly train them on, on that aspect of it.
Yeah, so JobTread have been paramount to our success due to the fact that it's a great communication tools to client, easy to use, easy to train on, and I mean, it's back then I was doing paper contract before I know you. I didn't know what the fuck a CRM is. I tried to build a transform one. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Like I have no idea, man. And when I tell people I have no idea, sometimes I mean it. I have no idea. So, you guys been really patient with me and, kind of show me on how to do the basics thing. And some of these things that these guys are doing, I'm like, man, I need to hire an office manager for that. Like, I ain't got time for that. Just sit here and build out this massive template, massive cost code, yeah, so that's in the work. But right now, JobTread is really good at collecting money, sending invoices, getting estimate out, and then my VA, he's a designer my cousin over in Vietnam. And so he uses that to kind of extract information to what he can do and he can't, and it's pretty amazing. So
nice, man. I mean, look, I'm always a big believer in keep it simple. You don't need to over engineer something or over build out a robust process. I mean, you've got something that's working for you, so go keep doing that. But as you scale and as you start to see things break down, or as you sell more more jobs and you need to run more concurrent projects at the same time, that's when, okay, well, let's start looking at maybe some of the scheduling and some of the other kind of processes in there that can help keep everything organized as you get higher and higher volume. But look, man, like it's all about figuring out what works for you, and you've very clearly dialed in the sales and you're selling jobs, you're getting paid, you're getting the work done, so until you need to scale, I think just kind of keep doing what works is my advice.
So I mean, this winter is going to be a learning winter for me, man. I'm gonna what I call it, familiarize myself with all the technology, that at our disposal, because I've not utilized all of it. All of the tool that is available, give it to me, right? It's just basically I need to hire a person that know how to build processes, and I experience at this. And I got a few candidates already, man, so I'm already planning for the end of 2024. What role am I going to put people in? Who can I,
Sure.
promote up and all this stuff. So it's I don't know, man. I don't know what the future for. I might sell this shit and be done in a couple of years, but no, I won't do that.
Man, I think you're too happy, man. You're living the good life, man. Crushing it. Get to travel,
Yeah.
spending time with your family. I think it's you got a good thing going on, Luan.
Yeah, man, and you guys are a very big part of that, and at the same time the level of encouragement and what do you call it? Customer service that you have shown not only to me but to other people who, you know, because contractors sometimes like we don't know technology like we should, right? And I seeing in the Facebook group how many times you help people out. And that's what's important to me, man. Like I will pay more money if somebody pay attention to us, you know. So I will go to an expensive supply house if I get respect from them. So that's how I do business, right? So
yep, makes sense. Well, hey, look, and kind of wrapping up here, I mean, you got any advice or kind of any final you know, words that you'd want to impart on anyone else who's, you know, maybe just starting out or, you know, is kind of struggling to get going, trying to hit stride? I mean, what do you think the couple tips that you could give them are?
so if you're a solo guy that's still doing the work, the first thing is get out of the field and learn how to market first before you learn sales. You know, because if you can generate lead, you never run out of lead to sales. And if you can learn sales too, but what happened when you can't generate a lead? Oh shit, nothing's coming in, business is slow, blah, 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 blah. But if you know how to market, you know how to write simple ad copy, write a simple copy, tell a story, show before and after pictures, you know, post regularly, getting in front of the camera, do video testimonial. And those kind of things are your weapon to sell, you know. So marketing to me is just like selling to the masses at scale. So if you can learn how to do that and focus on that, because a lot of people are good craftsmen, but they have no idea what marketing is. They have no idea what sales is. And that's why people can't grow and just get stuck in this cycle, the loop.
Yeah.
So one final advice is be a sales and marketing company. And then whatever you do, you already know how to do it. You're already good at it, you know? So stop spending time on it and start spending more time on the thing that's going to bring in more money. And once you have money, man, you can show up in style. You can hire people to do shit for you. You can hire people to build systems for you. You can hire people to, you know, build out lead nurturing system for you. You can hire people to do accounting for you. So sales is really the key, man. It's just bring the money in the bank, and whatever you absolutely hate doing, hire that shit out. I hate doing accounting. I hate building system. I hate writing email. I hate scheduling. I hate answering the phone. You know, I just want to go with close people, as everybody should, right? So even if you're not good at sales, then you need to find a person that do sales for you, like you say. Yeah. Do sales and marketing for you. And then another thing is with marketing, it's a need to have. Because it's a need to have, there's a lot of scammer out there that you need their service. So, you know, it's really easy to be scammed out of your hard-earned money at the beginning stage. So what I would advise people is just, man, pick up a damn fucking book about marketing and just start reading it. Yeah. One-page marketing is a good book. Building a brand story is a good book. You know, anything Seth Godin, Gary Vee, just pick up a book and learn how these people promote their business. Yep. And then just copy that and do the same for your construction business, or do more. I don't give a fuck, you know. But if you do that, if you can control the lead flow, you already will a winner. Because now you know why all the stuff wanted to work for that road? Because I got a job, bro. That's it, you know, and it's an easy negotiation too, because you got job and you got 5 people that need the same thing, so you set the price, you know. So it's really the key is how to get your name out there, and how to convert that brand, that name, that attention into money. And that's really the game. Everything else is just what do you call it? Outsourcing. You can outsource everything.
And that's great advice. Focusing on sales, marketing, really marketing first. Make sure you got your leads coming in, because if you don't have any leads, you're not selling anything. If you got leads, at least you got a chance to sell. So learning how to do the marketing there. And I mean, that's great advice, Luan. I really appreciate you sharing that. Thanks for coming on and sharing your story with everyone. It's very inspirational. Like I said, I've really enjoyed watching your growth and your success. Excited to see where you end this year and what you do next year and beyond, because you're definitely one of those companies that certainly enjoy and gonna keep an eye on you and watch you keep growing, man. It's really motivational and inspirational to others. So appreciate everything you do, and yeah, thanks again for coming on.
Hey man, thank you a lot. And I just saw that JobTread won a bunch of first place award, man. Man, hats off to you guys, man. You probably help more people than you think you do. So
I appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Builder Stories. We hope you enjoyed the conversation and gained valuable insights that can help you in your journey along the way. Don't forget to subscribe to the show and leave us a review. And as always, if you or someone you know has a story to share, please contact us at builderstories.com. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Eric Fortenberry, and remember, every builder has a unique story. Keep building yours.